Hello everyone, this is William Armstrong here with the video. If you want to know what a timer I brought from Amazon.com, a GE indoor heavy duty 24-hour mechanical timer, has to do in common with these two battery chargers here and here in rechargeable batteries, well, I'll give you the correct answer. These two chargers, I brought these two from eBay that are mini chargers. They're miniature. There are 2-cell chargers that charge AAA and AA batteries only. They're miniature. And note that these batteries have no timer control in them. These battery chargers don't. These do not have an auto safety shut-off timer. They do not. These charge at low currents up to... Let's see if I can get it focused correctly. They charge currents up. This one is a Kodak mini charger I got open box on eBay that is 160 milliamps for AA and 80 milliamps for AAA. This is a charger here that is miniature. It's a mini charger. It does AA and AAA. They're the two indicator lights. This charger has no safety shutoff timer. This charger is also a manual timer with no safety shutoff either. These two chargers have no bad battery or disposable battery detection. They don't, because the way they were designed, the way they were made and designed each. These two chargers are miniature. They're just mini cell chargers that are 2-cell ones. And Energizer sells 2-cell chargers in Europe for the one on the right, which is Everready, which is actually owned by Energizer. Everready is, but it's a subsidy of Energizer Holdings. But in America, you won't find a miniature 2-cell charger for AA and AAA rechargeable nickel metal hydride batteries. You won't. Now, if I would, I'd be tempted to take apart this charger just to show the innards of it, but I can't because of those weird screws. Those type of tamper-resistant screws right there are shown on Happy Meal toys from McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's back in the early 2000s. So Kodak, at the time when this charger was made in 2008, made this with a tamper-resistant screw that's like a triangle-shaped screw head. Everready used a weird screw design with 2 little notches in it, similar to what Energizer uses for some of their chargers. But these two chargers are manual chargers that rely on the user to know when charging is complete by charging times. I have the instruction manual for it, for at least the Energizer, or not for the Energizer, for the Everready and Kodak one. Let me get the two manuals, and I'll show you. Or should I get this manual? I've made a previous video on the Everready charger already, but here's the Kodak one I got right on December 30th, which was Saturday. This is the paper that came with it, and here's the mini charger. The copyright date is 2008 on this instruction manual. Let me open it up. This is the English side. There's a French, Spanish, and Portuguese side. There's like a Spanish side rather. There's the Spanish side and the English and French side. This is the charger manual that came with the Kodak one. And as you can see, the charging times are very lengthy. These are 16 to 18 hours. These range from 13 to 18 hours for the battery capacity type. All the AA's that are 1700 milliamp hours to 2100 to 2500 milliamp hours go from 13 to 18 hours. AAA rechargeables that are nickel metal hydride versions are 18, or at least not 18 rather, but 850 milliamps to 900 milliamp hours is 13 to 14 hours. So that's the charging times for that particular charger here for the Kodak K630. This one uses slow charging method, which uses very low current, which prolongs the battery lifespan at less the expense of battery heat building up. This right here is the charger that matches the one I got. I'll give you a brief explanation why that manual charger, such as these two and some others that are sold on eBay, either new or used. These two chargers are. This one's new. This one's open box. I got off eBay, but these two are unique. These have no safety timer shut off in them. These are manual chargers only. They charge the rechargeables unlimitedly if you leave them in the charger for too long. These are rechargeable here. These batteries get hot under high current. The way it works is the amps, the amount of amperage going into a rechargeable battery determines how hot the battery gets. If it's very low current, like 100 milliamps or 80 milliamps, it's not going to get hot at all. But currents like 1 amp, 2 amps, or 2.3 amps, or 2.5 amps will make the battery very hot. It'll make it hot to the touch, which is to be expected under high current charging. Current such as 0.7 amps or 0.9 amps or 0.8 amps will cause the battery to become warm due to the 0.7 amps or 0.8 amps is what makes the battery hot. It's essentially the energy being put back into the battery. So if you put in higher current, the battery will heat up quicker, giving off heat. That is to be expected with rechargeables. I'll give you a bit of an explanation. The fact is, it's actually the current, the amps that's being in the battery, not the capacity of the rechargeable battery. No, I can tell. This is a 2000 milliamp hour Amazon Basics rechargeable I ordered off Amazon. Very cheap, a pack of 8 of them, 8 AA's. Here's the Energizer. These are Amazon exclusive. These you can find in the store at any grocery store or wherever they're sold. Now, I'll show you another charger that exactly I have that is high rate, a quick charger called the Tenergy Quick Charger. I made a video about this one, a YouTube short. This charger uses amps. It uses 1 amp for 2 AA's, 500 milliamps for 2 AAA batteries, so that some chargers are capable of adjusting current output to a battery depending on if it's a AAA or AA. It'll adjust current output to match the battery type. It's configured to adjust itself to it. Things like that. It's configured by the manufacturer current-wise. Batteries that also have a milliamp hour that's like 2000 milliamps or above will get slightly hotter, but as well with the amps being put into the battery. But batteries that are 1300 milliamps or 1350 milliamp hours for rechargeable AA cells won't get as hot. They won't get too hot. They'll get a little hot, but they won't get too hot. Batteries that are 2000 milliamps or above will get very hot due to the capacity of the battery, the milliamp hours, and the amps of the current that's going into the battery to recharge it. It basically determines if the battery is getting hot or if it's getting somewhat warm and a little warm and stays warm when the charging's finished. Or if you're using a fast charger, the battery will get extremely hot to the touch, which is to be expected during high current charging. So quick chargers will rapidly pump amps into the battery to charge it up fast at the expense of the battery radiating heat from it. When the battery is hot, let it cool entirely. Let the heat dissipate from it. After a couple of minutes, the battery temperature will drop. When the fast charging is complete, the charger itself will become hot, which is also to be expected under high current chargers. Low current chargers don't become hot. These two don't become hot. This one becomes very hot under high current. That's normal. Hot as in it gets hot, but not hot enough to melt the plastic. That's how it works. Quick chargers become very hot under high current. Slow chargers like these two and many others don't get hot at all. For these two chargers, I'm using a mechanical indoor timer to shut power off to the charger so it doesn't overcharge a pair of AA's I leave in it during charging. I have the timer right there to manually cut power to these two chargers because these two chargers have no monitoring circuitry inside to shut power off. This charger and the other ones I have a computer chip inside to monitor when the battery hits peak voltage and automatically cuts out charging to prevent overcharge. These two do not. These two are manual slow chargers. This is an automatic quick charger. Correctly, though, the term referred to as a smart charger, like a smart charger, these is referred to as a dumb charger, like a dumb charger with no timer to it. These are smart chargers with microchips in them to monitor battery voltage and shut off when it's full. These are dumb chargers that do not, I repeat, don't turn off at all. That's all I have to say in this video, but this is William Armstrong signing out. See you next time. Bye-bye.